Hey guys, it's Kelly. Hey, I told you I got some art journal time in, so here is the mermaid page. That's what I'm calling it. So, blue is the name of the game. I just laid down 3 different shades of blue, from dark to lighter. I was rocking out the whole day, Pandora. While I was getting my art journal on. There's some parts of this that I sped up like really fast because it was just stamping, and it's a lot of stamping on this one. So, and you know how to stamp. So it didn't make any sense to leave all that in there. So I cut a lot of it out and sped it up super fast. So again, just 3 different shades of blue. That middle one is a heavier bodied paint, and I liked the kind of texture because I was going for the look of ocean, water, underwater type thing. I just wanted different shades of blue. I knew I was going to do something that had to do with water, but that was all that I knew. I didn't have a plan other than that. So after I got all my paint down, I actually sprayed it down with water. I'm getting ahead of myself. Cleaning my brush. Then sprayed it down with water and then grabbed a baby wipe and kind of tried to get the colors to blend together. And then I got the colors mixed in together. Oh, sorry. Mixed in too much and lost some of my blue, but left some of my dark blue. See how it blends in down there? I shouldn't have moved the baby wipe like that. So, but I fixed it. Just went at brushing it out and then adding a little bit more blue because that heavier bodied paint was just overpowering the cheaper one. So I had to add a little bit more to keep that rich blue that I wanted there at the bottom. I don't know, my bloggy video recorder thing, it's such a piece of junk, but it focuses in and out like that. I can't help that, guys, and I hope that doesn't make anybody dizzy, but if it does, just try and fast forward when it's doing that because it usually doesn't last very long. So a new video camera is not in the budget. We're going to make do with what we got. And then it cuts off at the top and bottom of my videos too when I upload it onto YouTube. It makes it smaller even though I use Movie Maker. It's kind of weird. And maybe it's because it's a bigger one. I'm not quite sure why it does that, but it's not too bad. It's not like you can't see it. Like my videos a couple years ago were way small. It's because of the angle of my camera, but yeah, so sorry about that, focusing in and out like that. It just kind of happens. So there's some gesso and some water that after I dried my paint, I wanted to give it a little wash with gesso and water. And I like the brush strokes because it's kind of like wavy. Again, I'm going for water type of theme here. And then that, I knew I wanted to use that as a border. That's an EK Success Punch. Excuse me, gosh, I keep yawning. And I wasn't sure if I was going to put it on the edge or how I was going to do it. It looked nice on the edge, but then I wasn't sure how I was going to go. And I wound up cutting it and masking taping it together and putting it right down the middle of the page, horizontal. So after I masked it, I just was gessoing it because I knew I was going to paint it. And I wound up using my the gold paint. Oh my gosh, I can't remember that. It's really late. I should sleep because I can't remember anything. I'm getting into my Lumiere. That's what it is. Gosh, I waited forever to get those. I finally got them, and now I forgot the name of them. Sheesh. So I used my gold metallic Lumiere paint on that piece, and that was a sticky little sucker. That one was hard to work with. It was in pretty good cardstock, but then once you got wet, it's a real dainty It's a beautiful, beautiful punch. I love it. But it's really dainty. So here's my little boo-boo. So, you know, I have kids and we were doing dinner time and I got called away after I painted it. And I left it down and look, it's stuck. That Lumiere paint dries really, really fast. So, yeah, that was not nice. Because I couldn't peel it up. So I had to use my little spatula for my Cricut and some water, and I weaseled it up and saved it. Because it's a pretty intricate punch. And then once it gets wet, you see how it's curling? Precarious situation with that piece. I wound up hanging it on a paper clip, well, like one of those binder clips. I wound up hanging it on that and until it dried. So, and after I put the water in there and then I brushed it, kind of gave it a little whitewash look in there, and it was kind of cool. Unexpected little, I was like, oh, I'm okay with that. I'm trying to find somewhere to put the darn thing. So this is, I think this is part that I sped up really, really fast because I'm using the same stamp set and just alternating a couple stamps here and there on the page, on there and there, on the page, to make it look like kelp or, you know, underwater scene. So, and I'm just kind of stamping it random, just the way that I think it would look nice. That's an Inkadinkadoo set. It's a really good set. I use it a lot. It's pretty versatile. It's not just like underwater. I mean, you can use that for all kinds of things. It's really pretty. And it's got the little balls on it too. So, you know, the little circles. So you can, you know, highlight it and stuff like that. So that's a Donna Salazar Crafters Workshop. Is it Donna? I don't know what I'm thinking about. I gotta look for it now. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, no, I can't find it. It's in here somewhere. But I was just drawing circles, basically. With that. Oh, that did go fast. So I found that mermaid picture. It's really cute. It's like a lady in a mermaid costume on some website. I don't even know, but I thought it was a gorgeous, gorgeous picture. So, and I just fell in love with the picture, so I printed it out on photo paper and decided I was going to add it. My little guillotine thing. I love that little thing for pictures and quick cuts. Chop it. Bam, done. And it's so small, it's great. But what was I going to say? Totally lost my train of thought. Oh, those letters didn't work. They were too big. So I cut all that out. So I want to put it all down, cut them all out, each letter by letter, and then it was too big to fit. And it just wasn't the right scale. So I wound up using something quite a bit smaller. But my gold ornamental piece there definitely needed to be stamped as well to go with the underwater theme. It was just too blah, just sitting there the way it was. So, and that word just says believe, and I put it on the same cardstock that I backed the photo with. So I'm just gluing that on with a 3M quick dry glue. Sorry, I can't remember who made that Crafters Workshop stencil. It's a 6x6 one, but so it's the same stamp set from Inkadinkadoo, and I'm just adding it, stamping it onto that, and it looked great. I loved it. I'm real happy with all my art journal pages. I usually have one big flop, but I was real pleased with all of them. All different, you know, I went from totally grungy to totally blue to real girly, flowery, sparkly. It was a good time. Next is vintage. That's what I'm feeling. That Lumiere gold metallic paint has such a pretty shimmer to it, pretty shine. It looks nice against the blue background that is not the Lumiere paint. Lumiere, I'm not sure how to say it. It's driving me nuts, guys, that I can't find that stencil. Something bizarre. Sorry for all the background noise. There it is. Sneaky little sucker. Balzer Designs. It's a Crafter's Workshop one. Anyway, sorry. So I'm just using my white Jelly Roll pen, and I did that to every single bubble in the sea on this page. Every single bubble has a reflection mark on it. And every single little, you know, whether it's a bubble that I drew in with the Sharpie using the stencil, or if it's one that was stamped on, they all have it. So I'm just gluing down my piece there, my ornamental piece. I don't know what to call that, but my cool gold piece. Gluing that down. Then I just press in the seam of the book with my ruler just to get it, teach it where to go. I know you can't see that picture very well, but it's a mermaid, it's a girl in a mermaid suit, but she looks real. It's pretty cool. And her legs are bent up. She's on her stomach and her legs are bent up behind her, so the fin is behind her head. If you look at it first, you're like, I can't get what that, you know, is, but then you got to really look at it. And that was another reason why I really liked the photo, because it made you stop and really look at it and go, what the heck is that? And it doesn't say mermaid, it doesn't say anything on the page. You got to stop and really look. So I liked it. And that black paper with the white polka dots that I used in the background there, that is actually a glossy finished paper, almost like photo paper too. So, and with that being said, I wound up having to use my super gloss Mod Podge on my word believe. It needed something. It was too dull with everything in the background, so I just used my finger and smeared it on there. And I like to put that stuff on really thick when I use it. Okay, and then that is my Adirondack white, Snowcap white paint dabber, and I just wanted to outline the page, this one in white instead of black. Like splashing waves, making white foam or something, I don't know, but it's very subtle. And then once I did that, I actually wound up needing to use the white paint, and that is just an eyeshadow thing. You can buy the extra eyeshadow sponges at any store, Walmart or Target or anything. And I just added some white paint just around the edges there to outline that. And then I had a couple more bubbles I wanted to add, and I just used the lids to some of my Dilutions ink and my dabbers, and then added a couple more bubbles with the same stencil because there were some bare spots. And I speed that up real fast. And then my white Jelly Roll pen to give them, all the bubbles, this reflection mark. And hopefully you can see those better in the stills that I took at the end. On this part I slowed down just so you could see I'm also adding the wisps on it with the white like reflecting off of it. And I'm just being kind of willy-nilly about it. I'm kind of following the stamp and just adding it here and there and not being neat about it, just wisping the white pen. And I thought that it added a lot to it. I loved it. I really like this page. I love the blue. I hope you guys like it too. And there it is. Lighting isn't that great in here, but hopefully you can see the shimmer. Golf clap. So there's the stills. Isn't she beautiful? I love that picture. So thanks for watching, guys.